Hello, Ross Fletcher here on SoundersFC.com. Welcome to the CenturyLink scouting report. The Sounders starting a 3-game road stretch, the first of which is at Mile High altitude, Colorado Rapids and Dick's Sporting Goods Park. The Sounders have won the last 6 meetings between the teams, but Colorado are coming into form. They've won their last 2 matches, both of them 1-0, and that's helped them from a stumbling start to go 2-3-2, despite a lot, and I mean a lot, of injuries. Let's check out their key men to watch. Clint Irwin, the rookie, has started the last 4 games in goal, coming in for number 1 Matt Pickens, who broke his arm at RSL in mid-March. Irwin was the number 3 keeper, but quickly moved ahead of Stu Sayers, who had a nightmare on the opening day of the season. Irwin's been all action so far, having faced 4 penalties in 4 consecutive starts. He saved 1 hit the bar, and the other 2 scored. He went the right way on both of those. Overall, he has been very impressive. Edson Buddle, the major off-season trade for the Rapids, coming in from LA Galaxy. Oscar Pereira is hoping Buddle will be the leading frontman and providing the bulk of the goals. He's just returning to fitness after off-season knee problems. They were picked up during the USA's January training camp. Can he stay fit enough to regain that 2010 goal-scoring form when he netted 17 times for the Galaxy? Brian Mullen. No one's won more MLS titles than the 34-year-old. The off-season brought big change for him. So used we are to seeing him on the wing, but he's moved to left back. Now that's partially to deal with injuries, but his experience will count for plenty there. He could line up head-to-head with Steve Zakuani again, 2 years after breaking Zakuani's leg. So I briefly mentioned the injury problems that Colorado Rapids have had so far. They have been more significant, I think, than any other MLS side so far this season. Sometimes it's appeared they've had more players on the treatment table than they've had available for training. That means they've had to rely significantly on some of their rookie players, Clint Irwin for one, Shane O'Neill is another, also Dylan Powers and Deshaun Brown. And it's those last 2 that I want to highlight here. Deshaun Brown, a striker, quite reminiscent to Darren Mattocks at Vancouver. Great raw speed, real athleticism, and learning how to finish, as we saw earlier this season at Real Salt Lake. What I want to show you here is Deshaun Brown and the speed that he brings to Real Salt Lake's front line. It's a simple long clearance, but the benefit here is Brown up front here on the shoulder of the last defender, and it's that pace that takes him away from his man and gets that opportunity to shoot in on goal, not very far away. And then later on in that game, again, his harrying, his hassle, and that lick of speed helping him finally finish. This is Chris Schuler on the ball. Here's Deshaun Brown robbing his man. Quick couple of touches into the area, and that is a fine finish. So Deshaun Brown, incredibly important to not allow him room to get in behind and make those runs, because that speed will be very difficult for any defender to contend with. So that's him up front, and then the other rookie. The kids are doing all right. This is Dylan Powers in a home game against Portland Timbers. If you've got the speed of Deshaun Brown in behind, Powers can certainly hit from distance to give Colorado a different offensive spark. So here is Dylan Powers. Ignore the referee. 1 touch from Powers, gets his head over the ball, critically important, and that is a supreme strike. I don't think you'll see many better this year. It's all about simple, well-executed technique. 1 touch, barely looks up, he knows where the goal is, and that is a fine strike. And I mentioned again, keeping his head over the ball. So important that it doesn't blaze high over the top of the bar. So there are 2 midfielders and forwards who are doing very well for Colorado Rapids right now, filling the gap of the more experienced injured players. So if you want to watch the Sounders at Colorado Rapids this weekend, a choice as always. It's a 3 o'clock kickoff. Myself and Casey Keller with the call on Kong 616 TV and Cairo Radio. I'm Ross Fletcher, and that's your CenturyLink Scouting Report.
Me preguntaron si podría hacer un anuncio y pensé que era porque yo juego para los Seattle Sounders. No puedo, porque mi inglés no es muy bueno. That's true. Entonces me dijeron que el anuncio era de padres niños y familias. Eso es muy importante para mí y le dije que yo hago lo que puedo hacer. No importa cuál idioma tú hablas, hay un idioma universal que nuestros niños comprenden y necesitan. Y es el amor y el cariño de los padres. Be a good parent and stay involved in your child's life.